Hello and welcome to another edition of Momentum. I'm your host, John Mercado. My first guest is Kelly Agee, an instructor in the Bagley College's Shackles Technical Communication Program. Kelly, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So you've been in our program for several years, and recently you've been in charge of the section devoted to students in electrical and computer engineering. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about the course itself and then talk about this special section.
Okay, sure. Well, to get started, the whole purpose of this special section when it was designed 12 years ago was to provide students with really rigorous instruction in writing and presenting skills, and doing so as part of their capstone design process so that gives them that real-world experience of working within the electrical and computer engineering environment. So it's really hands-on with the design document and being part of that for the design class. So some of the things that we do in the class, we cover a multitude of topics that are similar to the topics that we cover in the regular sections, but we also go beyond that because we focus on the design document. So just kind of breaking down some of the course topics, we cover professional correspondence, ranging from memos, letters, emails, all of those types of documents that students will have to complete on the job. Even though they may think they may not be writing a lot of reports, they do. We hear often from former students that, yes, you were right. In fact, I do have to write on the job as an engineer. So we do cover report writing, and they get practice with that. And of course, that's very helpful for the construction of their design document as they proceed through the semester. And we also cover engineering ethics and communication. That's a big portion of the course. We look at several case studies. They do research on several case studies. And then we also focus on the Challenger accident as that's one of the prominent engineering ethics case studies nationally. So we also study that. And in the senior design section specifically, they have different assignments than they would in the regular sections. So whereas the regular section of technical writing might write a cover letter for the first assignment or choose to write a bad news letter in response to a case study prompt, the students in the design section, their documentation, that first assignment for them is actually the problem statement, which is the first section of their design document. And then it goes so on throughout the course where they work on different portions of the design document, and they then have a complete design document at the end of the semester that they can submit for Senior Design 1 for that course. But that is the document that has been worked on throughout the semester, and that eases the burden of them with the writing responsibilities while taking the senior design class. I think that was part of the original concept as well, is to reduce that additional burden for those students while completing the senior design course so that they could focus their attention while still learning all of the great tenets that we teach about effective technical writing and presenting. They do it in that context of the electrical and computer engineering environment.
And I know that during your tenure with this section, you developed some innovations that sort of meld technical communication and engineering work further, from when the section was first devised. Can you talk a little bit about some of the things that you've developed?
Sure. One of the things that I really appreciate about what Dr. Brian Jones and I are doing, he's the Senior Design 1 instructor right now, and he and I have developed a really close working relationship in that we review the drafts in the same document so that we return it to the students. They have all of our comments in one document, and student feedback has been very positive about that because they say it's much easier to make revisions to their drafts when they have all of those comments from us. So we've really tried to tailor that approach and work together on that, and we even comment on each other's comments and kind of, yes, I second that. You do need to revise this, and this does need to be clearer. And we also have reduced the number of presentation dry runs that students deliver. When I first came into the course, the students would deliver presentation dry runs for their mid-semester presentation and their final design presentation, both in technical writing and in senior design. And while certainly more practice is not a negative thing for the presentation, that's something that the students could do on their own outside of our class time, which we can devote more now to doing more other activities. And another thing that we're doing is more closely working on resume development. That was not a component of the course before, but I have done some resume reviewing for the electrical and computer engineering students in the past, and have worked with Charlie Wilder and the Career Center to help hone those resumes and better develop them so that they have better success at the career fair and then for their other job applications.
Well, Kelly, it's been great speaking with you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John, for having me. I appreciate it.
That's all we have time for today. Remember that you can follow us on social media through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at MSU Engineering. Thanks for being with us.